All right, so we're just working our way down the bank with a little slip float and a crappie jig. This is all I'm using. Not really a slip float, it's just a little peg float. And I'm using this little silver hand-tied jig that I tied a couple weeks ago. We're gonna work up there the bank and we're gonna do this almost like we're bass fishing. I'm just gonna cruise down this bank until I find where those spawning fish are at. And it shouldn't be hard. Let's see what we come up with. Beautiful morning today in the Ozarks. Beautiful morning. We're on Palm de Terre Lake. And we're gonna find them here pretty soon, even if I gotta go to the 12-foot rods and probe those bushes that we're gonna come up on, which is probably the way we're gonna end up doing it. Get a little bit closer to the bank. I'm pretty sure they're going to be up there in these gravel spots spawning. This is the idea bank for it. Perfect spot. That loose gravel. We're going to come up on this point right here. We're going to work around that point. There's some stumps in that little cove back there. We're going to hit those little stumps. I'm pretty sure we're going to find them before we get that far back. Just going to twitch that little float and let it stop. Come on, baby, where you at? They're in here. They're spawning. Water temperature is probably going to hit 65 today, easy. Got some storms coming in here in the next couple of days, and I really think they're going to make that push to get the rest of them eggs out. And we're not fishing very deep. 10 inches maybe. We're going shallow because that's where the fish have been shallow. I don't care for this bank. I don't like it. It's not what I'm looking for. It's too much the same thing all the way down through here. It don't change. I'm looking for breaks in the structure. More big rocks going in the gravel or some stumps or some laydowns. We're gonna move on up back here and see what happens. All right, so now we're getting a little more into the bank I want. There's a lot of different structure here. There's some big boulder rocks or some tree branches. There's a dead tree laying down up there. This is what I'm looking for when I'm looking for spawning crappie. So let's try it again. Let's get up there good and close. I'm pretty sure they're up there really close to the bank. I'm pretty sure they're even closer than that. We're going to get one right up here off these big old boulder rocks. I could just about guarantee it. I can smell them. I know they're there. We might have to dip them with 12-foot rod. They might be so shallow I can't get to them. I'm going to break out the 12-footer. We'll come back to this one. Let's get the 12-foot rod and see what happens. The old 12-foot outlaw will always reach them. big dead tree up here. That's what I'm excited about hitting. We got to, ooh, there's one right there. He grabbed it, come up and snapped it. Let a little bit of line of hair out. No, ain't bad fish. It's keeper. Not bad at all. Got that old silver jig right in his snout. I'm telling you, you can't get away from the 12-foot outlaw rods. I can get that rod in places I can't get that smaller one. But that ain't a bad fish. I'm gonna keep some. A friend of ours is having a fish fry, and I want to make sure she's got enough fish to have. So let's get this one in the live well. I know I got a live well, but I got to keep them on a stringer or I'll lose count. Anybody else ever do that? That's 3 so far. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. It is going to be an epic day today. Today will be just one of those flawless crappie fishing days. The days you hope for. And you can see all I'm doing is taking that jig and just skimming the water with it. We're going to reel down here close to it. We're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pull that jig right along that edge of those rocks. And that will trigger that strike. Those spawning fish will think something's coming up here to eat those eggs. And they're going to do whatever they can to get that fish, get whatever that intrusion out of that spot. So when I tell people that I'm fishing shallow, this is what I'm talking about. There's a big old boulder right there. But these little cuts like this right here, this is where they want to lay their eggs at. It's a little bit protected from the wind. It's gravelly. Kind of stuck back here by itself. This is where they want to be. And we're going to work this big old tree. Because I know there's one right there. Come on, baby. Got the boat a little far away from that tree than what I want to be, because I'm sure they're right up in there. Guarantee you they're right up in there. Come on, fish, where you at? I see now we've hit that transition from boulders to gravel to these bushes hanging in. And these bushes that are hanging in, most people are going to want to avoid them because of the snags and hang-ups. Get that jig right in there. If you're not hanging up jigs and you're not losing stuff, you're not fishing right. I guarantee there's a big one up in here somewhere. Come on, come on. I'm going to do it. Here, fishy, fishy. Ah, he got it in a big old pile of, well, it looks like it come out pretty clean. All right, we're just going to take it up here and we're just going to lay it. We're going to drag it right down through there. One will hit it before we get up here. Come on, come on. I know they're there. I know they are. We're going to put a little more effort into this bush, I think. Well, maybe there ain't any more up there. Started out about 48 degrees this morning. It's supposed to get up to like almost 70. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be like a hammer fest once that sun starts warming this bank up a little bit. There's going to be tons of crappie up here. All right, let's go find some more structure. Moving one spot to the next spot. Best advice I can give you is keep your bait in the water. Keep that jig moving. Keep it working as you're going to something else. This is one of those easy times of year to catch fish. You're getting water temperatures for the first time this year hitting up to 60 to 70 degrees. It's when you want to be out. There's been tons of fish back in this cove this year. But it warmed up before anything else. That's why there was a lot of fish back here. Always look for those creek arms, those coves, places that are going to warm up just a little bit faster than the main lake. That's where your crappie are going to spawn at first. Just a little silver hand-tied crappie jig that I made. It's been good this year. I think this jig right here that I've got on is almost got 200 fish. So we're putting some miles on this jig. Come on. All right, now bank like this here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna pitch it down through there. First of all, we're gonna raise my motor up. Yeah, I was sitting on a big old flat rock right there. We might end up switching to plastics. They might be better on the plastics this morning than they are the hand ties. Well, I hear the turkeys gobbling this morning. Nothing like being on the lake, fishing, listening to the turkeys gobble. Let's reach all the way up here. Can y'all hear it? I don't know if I get it recorded or not. Big old Tom up there in that field. Way up there, man, and he's mad. He'd be a good one to call in this morning because I'm pretty sure he'd respond to it. Oh, there's one. Boom! That's a little bitty male. So I'm talking about those little males are up there keeping those nests protected. And you see he's got his colors. He's black. He's blackened. Little bitty feller. Go back, take care of them eggs. Seen a little disturbance in the water here in this spot. If I hadn't gone right over top of it, there'd probably been a couple more in that spot I could have caught. I'm sure I screwed that spot up and I missed my chance at a couple other fish, but that's all right, we're fishing. We're fishing and hitting rocks with my trolling motor. There's a ton of big boulder slabs underneath of us. What old turkey's mad up there this morning. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Right here. Here it goes. Nothing. I'm pretty sure when I come back up this bank, it's going to be a whole different story. I'm pretty sure it's going to warm up enough where they're going to be up there. See that big old tree up there? You know we're heading to that. There's a couple other spots I want to hit too. A little bit of a breeze starting to pick up. That can make all the difference in the world too sometimes. We're going to cruise down this bank a little bit faster to get to the good spots. And I'm just going to put that jig in the water and just cruise it down the bank and see what happens. Lake has, it's come down about a foot. 6-7 inches maybe. I'm just working that jig down every little different structure of rock I see underneath there. If it's got a big shadow, I'm dropping right in front of it. Because I know there's little spots here where it's going to drop off just a little bit deeper and make perfect spots for them crappie to lay their eggs at. This tree right here gives you a wind block back here on this back side. Don't pass these spots up. And I almost did because I was going through there so fast. I'm going to bump it. This is a good spot for fish to be spawning at. That tree is going to give a little bit of a windbreak and make it just a little bit more secluded back here where they feel a little bit safer to lay their eggs. And I'm pretty sure I got too close to it and probably blew them all out. When we get up here a little bit, I'm going to yell real loud, see if I can get that turkey to gobble back at me. Man, he is going nuts up here on top of that hill. Springtime in the Ozarks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Got that all gravel bank. Going back into some bushes standing out in the water. Little cut in the bank up here. Should be an excellent spot. Come on, fishy, fishy. All right, well, I hit a little cut in the bank like this little bitty pocket. We're gonna stay back just a little bit and we're gonna throw the short, we're gonna use the 5-foot outlaw. And we're gonna get that little other jig up in there and see what happens. So let's get the other one. A little silver jig on there. It's a little deeper of a pocket right there. All right, let's cast this one up there. Jogging that time. Turkey is mad. There's a house right up there, and that turkey can't, it's got to be almost right in that guy's backyard. Always been more fascinated at calling turkeys than I ever was shooting turkeys. I love to call turkeys. Yeah, I thought for sure we'd get one out of that little pocket. Might be fishing a little bit too deep. I'm gonna pull that jig up just a little bit on this cast right here. See what happens. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Go down just a little bit shallower. I love these little peg floats just for this. It's quick. If I hang them up and lose them, they didn't cost me much. Be links to it in the description. Come on, there's a big old dead log right there, and there's got to be a fish on that. Well, I'm pretty sure I spooked them banging the trolling motor on the bottom. Well, let's see how many more we can scare out of there. All right, we're gonna move back to a different spot. We're gonna go all the way back up at the beginning. Somebody got that turkey. Look at them. That's the buzzards. That's pretty cool. Somebody got that old Tom. Oh, maybe they didn't. I don't see any hens come flying out of the woods yet. Been all buzzards. Been listening to that turkey gobble all morning long. My Tom was definitely in the prime. There's no doubt about that. There's been no reason not to be able to shoot that one. You'd been able to work him in from a long way off way he was gobbling. Or he was hung up. Could have just been hung up too. I've seen them old turkeys do that too. All right, we're going back to the long rod. Had a little wind knot in my line. I'm gonna go down through here and we're gonna hit these trees. We're gonna hit them kind of fast, then I'm gonna go back up to the beginning where I started at. But that is how I work the bank when I'm crappie fishing. It's like that. Man, when you fish with 12-foot rods for so long and you go to a 5-footer, it don't even feel right. Does not even feel right. Won't reach it out there. It's pretty cool. We listened to that turkey gobble and somebody actually got him. Thought it was kind of neat. Thought that was kind of neat. See, I'm getting it up in them bushes. If a big one hit it, man, we're gonna do some dragging to get him out. Come on, fish, where you at? We're just gonna cruise it right down that bank, see where we catch one. Maybe I can get one to come up and hit it, be able to see it. That's the fun part to me, is when you watch a great big old crappie come up there and just slap that little crappie jig. Couple standing trees back here in the far back end of this cove I want to hit. Oh, we're a turtle. I thought that was a rock sticking up. There's a tree here. Just something different from hanging legs on. When we catch one doing this, I'm going to show y'all what you can do with these outlaw rods. You're going to be pretty impressed. See how my float's moving? Bobbing up and down, back and forth. And this jig has got marabou tail. They might be done spawning back here in the back. They might be all fizzed out. The first ones I caught were up there closer to the main lake. They could be done. These three trees that are standing up here have been a pretty good spot. If I ain't got nothing on that, we're going back to the front. Back up closer to the main lake. Like I said, they could be done back here, and it could be an evening bite now. Oh, there's one. There's one. All right, let me show you what I do with these outlaw rods. That's how much I trust it. Pull that fish. This is the way I usually do it. When I'm by myself, I pull that fish all the way back. Drop them right in the bottom of the boat. Just like that. That's how much. This is what you can do with those outlaw rods. No, I don't see that jig. Well, that's a good crappie. It wasn't the best day I've ever had on a lake, but it wasn't the worst either. There's some pretty good eaters right there. That's how I do it. Go up and down the bank scanning. Thank you for watching this video. Hit thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, do all that. Get out, get you some fish. Tight line.